Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Sakurada Reset, which is on episode 19. Now, this episode, for me to recap, might be a little bit short, and I'm gonna say it like in my last recap, is that I suggest you go watch it to understand it. Although, those of you who dropped already, I highly doubt you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to say here. Even though, I'm just doing this for fun, etc., it's gonna be hard for me to even try to explain certain detail here and there. Although, I think I may have an idea aside from the long dialogue and talking here of what's happening. Not to mention what happened towards the end of this episode was pretty, let me see here, screwed, possibly, but we'll have to see. But the preview of the next episode looks like it's already screwed. So if anything else, let's go. We have to it that Kei ends up getting a visit from Soma Sumire and ends up having a little small talk with her. And we do get to know a little backstory about Urachi Masamune, etc. It seems like to me he dislikes abilities very much involving the will of steel whatsoever. After hearing much about his backstory, why he hates abilities, etc., it seems like to me we understand why he must have hated it very much. And of course, when it comes to Kei talking to Soma Sumire, it looks like to me she actually kept a lot of secrets here and there. Not to mention she has a former hate of her former. She has much hate towards her former self, and because she did all of this actions erasing Sakurada's abilities, maybe involving with having to die, etc., and the Soma Sumire that died 2 years ago, giving the orders to Kei, yada yada yada. It seems like to me she needed to use the shower after making chicken curry to cry because of what all the hell she had to go through, involving working with the bureau, etc., and not being their slave, but not involving with their plan, something like that. Although it was really hard for me to understand at first. I think I understand Soma Sumire's feelings a bit because of what she had to go through because of what her former self, which is the Soma Sumire 2 years ago that died. I know what I'm saying is very confusing, which is why most of the time I would say this right now. I think you should go watch the episode to understand what I'm trying to say. But if you don't, and you're just watching this recap because you don't want to watch the episode, you're only gonna get confused. All I know is the talk between Kei and Soma Sumire was actually pretty emotional in a certain sense, the way if the audience looks at it, because of what Soma Sumire had to go through, because of what the former Soma Sumire that died 2 years ago put her through, aside from knowing the future, etc. And of course, they end up having some chicken curry and have some small talks and say their goodbyes. And as for Masamune Urachi, he ends up going to Haruki Misora's house, and I forgot to mention that Haruki does text Kei a bit here and there, ask him a couple questions. But after the scenes between Kei and Soma Sumire, Masamune and Oka Eri ends up showing up, and Masamune ends up turning her back to who she was 2 years and 7 months ago, and of course asking Oka Eri to make her forget about her reset ability, etc. And of course, Oka Eri does remember a message from Asake saying that he's backed into a corner, he's in trouble, please, you don't have to believe me, but they're going to erase all the abilities in Sakurada. If you can help me out right now, I'm driven into a corner, I can't get out. And of course, Oka Eri thinking to herself, dude, this guy is really screwed up, or messed up, because asking for help, etc., yada yada yada. And Masamune ends up having a little tour down a hallway with Kaguya, etc., etc., and ends up waking up his parents possibly. Well, first it starts off with his mother and says that he's gonna erase all the abilities in Sakurada, etc. And we see to it that next episode is gonna be Boy or Girl and the Story of Sakurada 1 out of 5. So this is gonna be the final arc of the Sakurada Reset. And apparently it starts off with a couple quotes where Haruki cannot remember Kei, etc. So it looks like to me some major dramas going on, and because of Masamune Urachi and freaking Oka Eri causing the freaking mischief and management, etc., is the very reason why all this hell is gonna be breaking loose. So I don't know what's really bound to happen next, but one thing for sure, it's going to cause some major emotional downturn for Kei. And what I mean by that, it's going to hurt Kei a lot mentally. So we're going to have to find out how this goes here on out. Not to mention Kei being very happy hanging out with Haruki Misora, and I forgot to mention that Soma and Sumire did all these actions to protect Kei's happiness, etc. Forgot to include those details here and there, but yeah, sorry for being the complicated guy or confusing recap person. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm out for Zero people. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toodaloo!